Recording? Yes. Alright. So, hello guys. What is going on? It's Voodoo 51292 here. Welcome to another series of Packing for Home. And this is the Winter 2013 edition. I'm going to be doing this series the same way I've done all the other Packing for Home series in the past. Hopefully the camera angle and all is good. There's no real way for me to check that while I'm standing over here. I am rocking out the Saints beanie tonight because my hair is just a mess. It's to a point now where it's so long. I really have to get it cut, but it's just so long to the point where, like, if I take a shower at night and then I go to sleep right after on my hair the next day, it's all over the place. I can't brush it, I can't comb, I can't do anything. So I just have the beanie on tonight to tame it till I get a haircut. It is midnight of, I guess now, Friday morning, Friday the 13th, and I have one exam today now at 7:30 in the morning, so I'm going to be pretty tired for that exam. But I'm going to be doing the normal, probably 5 parts again as usual, and we're going to go ahead and start with what we've always classically started with these series, which is taking all my clean clothes, taking them off the hangers, and folding them to put in my suitcases and garbage bags that I transport. So for this Packing for Home, we have several topics to talk about. Again, I'm going to be recapping everything that happened basically over the course of this year, you know, since the last Packing for Home, which was in May. So kind of talking about stuff that went on during the summer, stuff that's gone on in the fall, and I have a lot to talk about this time. So I'm going to try to talk about everything I can, but we're going to talk about stuff like, you know, my trip this summer to Los Angeles to visit Brandon, and, you know, what that was like, and, you know, what that meant to me, and how just awesome that was. We're going to be talking about, you know, my semester in school, how insane it was, how I really kind of abandoned YouTube for a while there because of how incredibly stressful and crazy it's actually been this semester for me, with all kinds of stuff going on. I have good news regarding school, which I'll share with you during this part. We will be talking about the whole DSP debacle, fiasco, whatever you want to call it, the situation that went down over the course of this summer and continues on to this day with the DSP videos, kind of what that was all about, and how it just went from something that I ordinarily, you know, do those type of videos, you know, just on a regular basis, and how that just turned into this entire huge thing where I became kind of one of the faces of the DSP hate community. It was kind of an insane journey and ride that whole thing was. So we will be talking about that. I'll be saving that for a little later because I want to talk about something other than DSP for a change. So that and other things. So first of all, since the last Packing for Home, obviously we had this summer. And this summer was a really awesome, incredible summer for me because for the first time in 3 years, I did not work. For the past couple summers, my parents actually forced me to get a job, and the 2 summers previous, I worked 2 different jobs, you know, one each summer, and really didn't particularly enjoy myself at either job. And because of that, it kind of made my summers a little sucky. I mean, even though I was earning a lot of money, and that was awesome, and I certainly did enjoy that, it kind of sucked the fun out of my summer, because, you know, summer's always been a time for me to relax, to have fun, do what I want to do, you know, recharge from 2 semesters of school and gear up for the next semester. And so this past summer, I didn't have to do that, which was awesome. So I was just kind of free. And it wound up basically being the summer of vacations. I went on so many trips between May and August of this year like more vacations in that time period than I had been on in the past several years combined. So that was pretty nuts. It started in May when I went to Memphis to see my sister's graduation from the University of Memphis. Then I wound up going to Destin, Florida, with my friend Gerald and a couple of his friends for a few days. Got horrifically sunburned. Other than that, it was really enjoyable though. Then a while after that, I wound up going to the beach again in Gulf Shores, Alabama for a family trip for about a week, which was fun. Then obviously I went on the trip out to California, which was amazing. Then in August, me and my friends and my dad and all went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, up to the mountains and hiked and all kind of stuff from there. And then at the end of August, me and two friends drove all the way to Dallas, Texas to watch the opening game of the LSU football season when they played TCU in Dallas. So, yeah, I kind of went a little globe-trotting this past summer, and it was a ton of fun. I love to travel. It was really amazing. But, I really want to focus on that trip with Brandon and I. And that trip just, it was born out of this crazy idea, actually, that I had while I was in Memphis. It kind of started off as kind of like a joke, like this dream scenario that we'd be able to pull off a trip like this, and then it got serious. I really started contemplating whether or not that would work out. We started talking about it, and I don't want to go on and on and on, but more or less, by some miracle, it actually worked out. Everybody's parents somehow were convinced to be on board with this, and it just worked out beautifully. And I really honestly had the time of my life out there, and when we came back here. I really do consider Brandon to be absolutely one of my best friends. And it may be a little strange because, the majority of our relationship has just been over the internet, talking and stuff. And, our only real time in person was that one vacation. But we've been friends for years now. And, we just get along so well. We have so much fun together. And it was an absolute blast. And it's a shame that, we don't live by each other. Because if we did, we'd be as tight as brothers. You know what I mean? That's the kind of relationship we have and how well we get along. And that was what was so amazing about the trip. Obviously going out to a place like Southern California, seeing the sights, being in that place, going to Hollywood, and it's all really kind of surreal to me that I even did that. It's kind of like there's no way that actually happened. I walked on the Walk of Fame, and it was nuts. And but no, it was just so much fun, and it meant so much to me that trip actually worked out. And we're definitely going to do it again. I've been in talks now with my family, with one of my friends actually. I really want to go back out there next summer in 2014, and I've been really, really wanting to do like a Western road trip for a really long time. Take a couple of weeks out and just drive to the West Coast and back, and stopping, seeing sights in between, that kind of stuff. And I've been talking about my dad about maybe going out there and doing it with me. I've been talking to one of my friends, if my dad doesn't want to go, to try to get him and I to go. And yeah, I want to go back out there because of how much fun it was, and really want to experience that again and meet up with Brandon again and have another tremendous time. So that was just awesome, and it was a hell of an experience for me, and really helped our friendship basically reach a whole new level that it was kind of lacking, which was just that hanging out in person, just eating food together, and just chilling out in person and hanging out. It was great, and obviously we continue to be really close friends to this day. And yeah, it was awesome. So that was basically the LA trip, and we'll be doing it again. Uh, you know, hopefully next summer I can find my way back out there and do it all over. We'll just have to see. So obviously, you know, there was that. This semester for me at school has been absolutely insane. Took 6 classes, 16 hours, but it was really 18 because one was a 3-hour lab that they only give you 1 hour for. So even though I only got credit for 16 hours, I really took about 18. And just some really difficult classes. I mean, vertebrate physiology, microbial pathogens, economics, which for some reason I had to take to get into to apply to pharmacy school. A lab for vertebrate physiology that proved to be a gigantic pain in my ass, and a couple, you know, not so hard classes like philosophy and an ecology class that wasn't hard. But you know, it was just that mixed with all of my emotions and stuff about pharmacy school, and I went through a tough time this semester evaluating, figuring out if that's really what I wanted to do with my life. If the school I'm applying to in New Orleans is the school I really wanted to go to. And the whole while that I was contemplating all this, I was actually going through the process of applying. So I was going to professors, I was stressing out about that to get letters of recommendation. I had to get 3 of those. You know, studying and taking the PCAT, which is the pharmacy version of the MCAT, which is like a 4.5-hour marathon test of all kinds of stuff, you know, biology, organic chemistry, regular chemistry, reading comprehension, writing 2 essays. So I had to do all of that, actually fill out the application and write a letter of interest and all that for the school. So all that kind of stuff was going on with me at the same time, and it was insane. This semester has been kind of hellacious. I mean, work-wise and school-wise, it's definitely been the hardest semester of college for me. And it was just rough, and I didn't have time really to work on the channel, and I didn't have a lot of extra energy to put into it because I was putting so much energy into school. And you know, so I want to apologize that, you know, I couldn't put content out for you guys. I really wanted to, but it was a matter of I just really didn't have a chance or the opportunity or the time. So thank you all for being patient with all that. I appreciate it. And you know, it meant a lot that you guys were patient with me when I was going through all of this. I think it's going to be time to cut the video here, so I'm going to cut it, come back, and we'll continue folding all of these clothes. I have so many freaking clothes, but we'll be right back.